All right, I'm gonna give y'all a little disclaimer. For some reason today, my apartment, my neighbors in here want to be really noisy. So if you hear any drops or any footsteps or any door slams, just know that that is them. All right, let's jump into the video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Siobhan, aka Von and Don, and I am the founder of Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, aka FWMade for short. If this is your first time, then welcome. And if this is not your first time, then you know what it is. Welcome back. So I have been on a therapy series, I guess, just helping you find the right therapist for you and what that looks like, how to find cost-effective therapists, how to find a therapist, how to know if your therapist is a good therapist. And today I want to share 4 things with you, 4 things that you should know and be prepared for and be aware of in your first therapy session. Now, I know that there is probably more than 4 things. However, I'm going to keep this video short and sweet, and I'm only going to share with you my top 4 things. Okay, so if you know other things that maybe I didn't put in this video, then comment down below. But if you are interested in watching this video, then keep on watching. So the very first thing that you should know when you are arriving to your first therapy session is intake paperwork. Now, most therapists, they encourage you to arrive maybe 10 to 15 minutes early. So if there is a receptionist at the front desk, you are able to sit down and fill out the intake paperwork. And typically on that paperwork, it's going to be previous treatment history. It's going to list, it's going to have a section where you can list medications if that is something that you have been on and prescribed. It's going to ask about the current situation, like what's bringing you to therapy. It's going to ask about coping techniques that you already have, important relationships in your life, hobbies, things that you're into. It might even ask about spiritual beliefs, because we know that when we can be in a really low and dark place, these are things that can help us kind of propel forward and to keep us on a journey. The things that we love, the hobbies that we have, maybe spirituality or our religious organization that we ascribe to. Those are things that's going to help us and pull us out of those dark moments. So on that intake form, you'll be answering questions about that, maybe even your physical and emotional health, because we know that sometimes our physical health can attribute to whatever mental health issues that we're having. So for example, if you are not working out regularly or you're not eating healthy, that can probably attribute to tiredness or lethargicness, being really lazy, or anxiety. We know certain foods can cause anxiety. So they want to give you a chance to fill all of that out so they can have a big background of, I guess, what's going on, what leads you here, and how they can help you. The second thing that you should know and that you should be prepared for on your first day of therapy is goals. Like, you will be talking about goals. The therapist might ask you first or second session. I know most therapists like to ask on the first, like, what are some goals that you want to work on? What is your why for being here? Because they want to make sure that they're helping you with whatever you say that goal is. And so a lot of times therapists, they follow a treatment plan. And in that treatment plan, it is going to be your long-term and short-term goals that you come up with together. And so when you talk about goals in that first session, your therapist is going to go back and put together some goals and bring it back to you in that second session and say, these are the goals that we're working on. Do you think this is something that you still want to do? How does this treatment plan look? You're going to go over it together and you can say, yes, this looks great, or no, let's tweak something. And that therapist is going to follow up with you as sessions pass to see if that goal has been met, or what is stopping us or stopping you from reaching that goal, how they can continuously help you reach that goal, and if anything needs to be tweaked in that in between. So you definitely want to talk about goals, because that's going to keep you on the path of I guess path of success, that sounds like really like cliche, but literally the path of success. You want to make sure that we're staying on track, because we know sometimes in therapy we can talk about a lot of other things, but if we know that this is the goal, we can always revisit it and say, where are we with this goal and how can I continue to help you with that? So goals. The third thing is to prepare questions for your therapist. So this is for you. Prepare questions for your therapist. I'm not saying, and I'm not putting pressure on you to have questions, because you don't have to have questions. But some people are curious and they want to know, who am I opening up to? I want to know a little bit about them. And so no, the therapist is not going to go on this long, history about who they are and disclose all of this information, but they can probably provide a little bit of information about them, a little background, so you can know what you're getting yourself into. So I like to say that this is interviewing your therapist. And when you're doing that, it's a lot like dating, I guess. When you're dating, you're interviewing this person to see if this is the right suitor for you, if this is going to work out. And so it's the same relationship with your therapist. Let me see if this is going to be a good fit, because a lot of times I see, and a lot of other people see, that some people feel obligated to stay connected with a therapist, even if they're not good or if they don't relate and they don't like them, because they feel like, well, it took a long time to find this therapist, I'm going to stay, or I don't want to hurt this therapist's feelings, so I might have hope that they're going to get better. Like, no, it is okay to switch therapists when you need to. So preparing questions for your therapist. And so that might look like, how long have you been working in this specialty? How long have you been working with this population? If this therapist work with adolescents, or they work with substance abuse, or they work with trauma, how long have you been studying in this field? How long have you been working with in this population? What made you want to work with this population? And just exploring what that looks like. What does your research look like when you're furthering your education along this topic, this realm, this population that you're working with? What does that research look like? Because this will give you a better understanding of the knowledge that they have, and how that can affect you, how that can benefit you. And the very last thing you would like to know, or the very last thing that you should know and expect on your first session, is to talk about difficult or sensitive topics. So on your intake, there probably will be a space where you can write whatever brings you to therapy. And if, let's say, you are getting over a divorce, or you're working through a separation, or whatever the case may be, you're going through a breakup, or you had this really life transition, a person really close to you passed away, you can write that this is a sensitive topic, and not that your therapist will not bring it up, because if this is a way to challenge you to grow, to heal, and to kind of get over that hump, they will bring it up. But because they know that this is a sensitive topic and this might be a very difficult thing to talk about for you, they're going to steer very slowly. They're going to approach that conversation on that topic very slowly to make sure that I guess they're not catching you off guard or coming on too strong. And if it is something that you feel like, this is what's going on, but I am not ready to talk about it yet, but I would rather talk about and focus on something else, then that gives them, that allows them to know that this is something that they're not ready to talk about yet. And if that therapist does start talking about it, then you will know that maybe they are not really listening to you. Maybe that they're not understanding how sensitive that topic is. They're not respecting that boundary that you set, and that is an issue. So discussing sensitive or difficult topics and saying, if you're ready to talk about that, or we can talk about it, but approach it slowly. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you know more things that usually happen on your first therapy session, drop it below, because you are helping somebody. Believe it or not, people are reading the comment section and you are helping someone. So drop it below, because I don't know everything, and I know sometimes I forget things, but drop it down below. Let's have a conversation. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you in the next one. So be empowered, be inspired, what? I don't even remember my own slogan. Be inspired, be empowered, be bold, and be you. Be you. Please come back. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.